Hare Krishna. We are reading today Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 71, text number 24. The Lord travels to Indraprasth. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirehi nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati neshtaki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopakumaraya govindaya namo namaha. गीतावादितर्घोषेण गीतावादितर्घोषेण ब्रह्मघोषेण भूयसा ब्रह्मघोषेण भूयसा अभ्येयात् सा ऋषिकेशम् अभ्ययात् सा ऋषिकेशम् प्राणः प्राणम् इवादितः प्राणः प्राणम् इवादितः गीतावादितृघोषेण ब्रह्मघोषेण भूयसा अभ्ययात् सा ऋषिकेशम् प्राणाप्राणम् इवादृतः गीतावादितृघोषेण ब्रह्मघोषेण भूयसा अभ्ययात् सा ऋषिकेशम् प्राणाप्राणम् इवादितः Directly, simple. गीतावादितृघोषेण ब्रह्मघोषेण भूयसः अभ्ययात् सा ऋषिकेशम् प्राणाप्राणम् इवादितः ब्रह्मघोषेण भूयसा सा ऋषिकेशम् प्राणाप्राणम् इवादितः Mataji's word to word meaning. Gita of song, Vaditra and instrumental music, Ghoshena with the sound, Brahma of the Vedas, Ghoshena with the sound, Bhuyasa abundant, Abhyayat went forth, Saha he, Rishikesham to Lord Krishna, Pranaha the senses, Pranam consciousness or the air of life, Eva as, Aditaha reverential. Translation and purport by followers of Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. As songs and musical instrument resounded along with the loud vibration of Vedic hymns, the king went forth with great reverence to meet Lord Rishikesha, just as the senses go forth to meet the consciousness of life. Translation purport. Lord Krishna here described as Rishikesha, the lord of the senses, and the king Yudhishthira rushing to the Lord is compared to the senses eagerly joining the consciousness of life. Without consciousness, the senses are useless. Indeed, the senses function through consciousness. Similarly, when the individual souls are bereft of Krishna consciousness, love of God, they enter into useless, usually struggle called material existence. Pure devotees like King Yudhishthira are never bereft of the Lord's association, for they keep him always within their heart, and yet they feel special ecstasy when they see the Lord after long separation, as described here. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratusse Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Viksha Kipa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Seeking blessings from all the Vaishnavas, please bless I could render this service for my purification and pleasure of SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple and all the Vaishnavas assembled here. So, I'll just go through 3 more verses are there before this purport. I'll chant these verses and translation. Text 21. Anarta saviram marums tirtva vinashanam hari girin nadir atiyaya pura grama vajakaran. Translation. As he traveled through provinces of Anarth, Savira and Marudesh and Vinashana, Lord Hari crossed rivers and passed mountains, cities, villages, cow pastures and kauris. Text 22. Tato drishdvatim tirtva mukundo atha sarasvatim panchalan atha matsyam cha shakara prashtham atha gamat. After crossing the rivers Dishadwati and Saraswati, they passed through Panchal and Matsya and finally came to Indraprasth. Text 23. Tam upagatam akarnya prito durdarshanam ninam ajata shatrur niragat sopadhyaya suhirdvitaha. King Yudhishthir was delighted to hear that Lord, whom human beings rarely see, had now arrived. Accompanied by his priests and dear associates, the king came out to meet Lord Krishna. And today's verse, what we have discussed, Gita vaditra ghoshena brahma ghoshena bhuyasa abhyayat sa rishikesham prana pranam ibadita. As songs and musical instruments resounded along with the loud vibration of Vedic hymns, the king went forth with great reverence to meet Lord Rishikesha, just as the senses go forth to meet the consciousness of life. So we have seen from last many days in our discussions, morning discussion, that how Lord got 2 proposals, either go to save kings which are arrested by Jarasandh or attend Rasya Yagya. So a few days back, one of the class, I think 10 or 15 days back, his guest, Raj Bhoga is mentioning that how Krishna is such a great personality, Parama Ishvara. So to invite him also, something big is required. He was giving the example, we cannot invite him to have some festival in Brahmachari Ashram or feast in Brahmachari Ashram and say, please come. Such great personality like Narendra Modi or somebody, we cannot invite. Some big thing has to be done. So Prabhuji was mentioning that how for so long Krishna was there with, Lord Shri Krishna was there with the Pandavas and now they are going. So much struggle, so much difficulties were there and always, because Pandavas were very dear to very malleable devotees of the Lord, always ready to mold themselves according to wish and will of the Lord. So Lord was always such surrendered souls, always ready to protect them, be with them. So they were discussing that how now everything is settled down, we got our kingdom back, things are fine, and now Krishna is leaving, what should be done? So then they thought of doing this Rasya Yagya, that let us perform something which we can invite Krishna. And not just invite Krishna, this is one of the means to glorify Krishna, establish his supremacy. So now Lord have this dilemma, what to do. And then we have seen that he has asked Uddhava, Sri Uddhava, that what need to be done. This is the nature of Lord, that he want to glorify his devotees. Although he is himself all-knowing, Abhigya, but to give glorification to his devotees, to credit, he wished to ask Uddhava that what need to be done. And then it was decided, everybody accepted that without killing Jarasandha, without relieving all the kings, how can the Rasva Yajna will perform. So better go there and first kill Jarasan. And he gave the strategy that Bhimsen only can kill. You also can go along, because without your presence, nothing will happen. In your presence, many other hurricane task has achieved. So your presence is also required. So you go along with Bhimsen, and then he will able to kill in a duel fight. So now, we can take our consciousness there, and now Lord is started from Dwarka to visit Indraprasth, where he will meet Yudhishthira Maharaj. We are seeing in this verse, and then from there, Bhimsen and Arjun in the future will see go to Jarasan and kill Jarasan and came back. So today's discussion, we have reached till here that Lord has started, and with all wonderful arrangements, he's crossing. Previous verses we have seen how with all his family members, with all paraphernalias, he is traveling. And now today in the verse 21 it is mentioned that he crossed the state of Gujarat, Rajasthan and Kurukshetra, and then finally reached Indraprasth, which is Delhi now. Text 23, it is mentioned that how King Yudhishthir was delighted to hear the Lord, whom human beings are really see. Tam upagatam akarnya pito darshanam nenam. So in our discussion today, I'll do discussion in two parts. One, the rarity of seeing Krishna's original form, Shyam Sundar form, how rare it is. And second part, we'll discuss how we can achieve such eagerness, as in the next verse we see in 24. The Yudhishthira Maharaj is so eager to meet the Lord and so happy. So how we can develop such eagerness in our, develop this eagerness in our life. So first aspect here, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami mentioned in Parikshit Maharaj that how, Yudhishthira Maharaj is so delighted, so excited, and wanted to see this, Krishna himself coming after a long time. So, Durdarshanam, it is mentioned here. Similarly, we see even Krishna himself mentioned in Bhagavad-gita that how his own form is Sudarshanam. I think in 11th chapter, 11th chapter, text number 52, Lord says, Shri Gaunataya Sundar Bhagwan ki, Shri Radha-Rasbihari ji ki, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So, after describing the universal form and then finally showing the universal form to Arjuna as his request, Arjuna was surprised and very, disturbed seeing universal form. So, Kala Roop also Krishna showed. So then he requested, my Lord, please show your original form. Then Lord Shri Krishna showed his 400 form and finally showed his 200 Shyam Sundar form. So then Arjuna says, my Lord, this your original form, this human-like form, so beautiful, I am now composed in my mind and I restored all my original nature. Then Lord himself told that how this form is very rare. Krishna says in the next verse, Sudarshanam idam rupam dishtva vanasyan mama deva piyasya rupasya nityam darshana kankshinaha. Lord says, my dear Arjuna, This form of mine you are seeing now is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are never seeking the opportunity to see this form which is so dear. Even demigods are seeking the opportunity. They all cannot see this form. Next verse, Lord says, the form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see as I am. We see, when Lord was appear here, around 125 years, he spent his time on the planet Earth and perform his wonderful pastime. How many could understand Lord? Everybody saw this beautiful form, original form, but could not understand. So Lord is telling here that seeing is not, I am available, visible to everybody, but until unless we can understand Krishna's, Jan Karm Cha Me Divyam Evam Yo Veti Tattvata. Until we cannot understand Krishna, then seeing has no use. It's useless. Many people were seeing Krishna, but they were not getting the benefit of seeing Krishna's original form. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur mentions, I heard senior devotees, that he mentioned that whole Siddhanta of Gaudiya Vaishnava, he explained it as, with this concept of Dishya Dirga Dishya Vichar, seeing and the seer. So, we heard this very famous statement that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that, don't try to see Krishna. You serve Krishna in a way, you act in a way that Krishna wants to see you. So, until we understand the proper knowledge about Krishna, it is not possible to properly see him. So, just to appreciate this statement of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, once he was came to take darshan of the lordships, and he was not wearing his specs. Suddenly, disciples ran and brought the specs and want to give him wear the specs. Then he says, "What I can see, the Lord, with this, senses, material senses, I cannot see the Lord. I came here that Krishna see me." Another time he was giving one Srimad Bhagavatam class, and one devotee, maybe a well-wisher or some, he stood up from the class and went to take darshan of the Lord and put some donation. So then in the Bhagavatam class only, he chastised, how's your eye exercise, eye massage? That you cannot see Krishna. First you sit and hear about Krishna, understand Krishna, then serve Krishna, purify your heart, then you're able to see Krishna. Srila Prabhupada always quote this very famous verse which explain the Siddhanta, Atha Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grahim Indriye. With this material senses, we cannot see Krishna. Sevan mukhe jivadav swayam eva spratiyada. If we engage ourselves in serving Krishna, glorifying Krishna, hearing about Krishna, your senses are engaged, then with the purified senses, automatically, the Divya Gyan about Krishna will, manifest, and gradually we can see Krishna face to face. So, another verse, next verse only, Krishna says the same understanding. Bhaktya tu ananya shakya aham eva vidho arjuna dhyatum dashtum cha tatvena pavishtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only by this way you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Without serving Krishna, without purifying our senses, is very difficult. Even Krishna is appear. See, by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have the opportunity to take darshan of SriSriRadhaRasbihari, because we are conditioned now and not qualified to see Krishna face to face in his spiritual form. Mercifully, SriSriRadhaRasbihari ji, Lord Shri Krishna, Radha Krishna has appeared in the Vigraha form. And by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada was such an expert acharya and sent by Lord himself to establish Krishna consciousness. Senapati Bhakta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he has wonderfully established so many temples. Give us the opportunity to take Krishna darshan every day. Chaitanya Charitamrita, it comes the pastime of Sakshi Gopal, that the younger Brahmana was telling, Patima nahi tumi sakshat, Vajendra Nandan, Vipralagi tumi kare akare karan. You are not Patima, you are sakshat Vajendra Nandan. So to a degree we, with the faith we approach the Lord here and serve them, to the same degree the Lord will reciprocate to us, and we gradually develop that understanding and qualification to see Krishna. I was hearing when one devotee was mentioning that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preach, so many places in South India. And in North India, Vrindavan, also he travels and preach. But see, over the 500 years, the Vaishnavism in South India was not so much maintained, although he has preached thoroughly, and there also he made a lot of devotees. But in North India, still that culture of serving Krishna, worshipping Krishna was maintained. So the devotees was comparing that although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached but did not establish temple there. But in North India, Vrindavan, he sent his Sad Goswamis, his followers, and he gave the instruction, establish temples. And because the temple worship was there, devotees were taking care of the deities, and because of temple preaching was happening, and the surrounding devotees were become, because they get the opportunity to serve the lordships, they get purified, and that the generation after generation, the tradition of serving Krishna, it's carried forward. And we see Srila Prabhupada also, how he manifested so many temples throughout the world. Traveled and, keeping in mind same principle. If temples are there, then so much preaching can be done. So many people, start knowing Krishna. Get the opportunity to know Krishna. We see people, do lot of demigod worship, Mayavad. We can also become God. So many understandings are there. So many philosophies. We can also become God. You can also become God. I think 10.2, Krishna says, even these demigods cannot understand me. What about demigods? Even the sages also cannot understand me. So difficult. Although demigods are very powerful, sages are very intelligent, but they cannot get understanding about me. Point is this: how can how can somebody who has come from the source, origin, can understand the original without his mercy or like that? Like how can a child understand his father fully? Very difficult to fully understand his father. Until father explain him, to some degree he can understand. Similarly, those who have come from Krishna, how we can understand fully Krishna? Only by the mercy of Krishna. And Prabhupada mentioned, until we understand from Krishna, we cannot understand fully Krishna. What to talk about seeing him? Prabhupada mentioned, therefore we should hear from Krishna. And what is the hearing from Krishna? Bhagavad-gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is hearing from Krishna. Prabhupada write in this purport, in the middle of the purport. Therefore we should read Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, every day. And gradually, the greatness, the supremacy of Krishna will manifest. Although these chapters on Bhagavad-gita are bhakti yoga, bhakti, but this Aishwarya Gyan, the greatness of Krishna, induces us to render bhakti. Until this sambandha is not very strong, until we understand the greatness of a person, the desire to serve him doesn't come. That inspiration doesn't come. When sambandha is strong, we understand his Lord's greatness and our insignificance. Then what will happen? We desire to do abhidheya. We like to serve him in different ways. And with the service goes on, then comes the point of developing lava. Prema for Lord, developing love for Krishna. Like in Vedic culture, there was only arranged marriages. So even husband and wife never seen them. But they come together, the sambandha is established, they get married, and they start serving each other, taking care of each other. So there was no love. But because the wife served every day husband, and gradually they develop very strong attachment. So it's similarly with our case. This is what our acharyas have given the essence. And in our practices, if we emphasize these things, then the result, the prema, the attraction for the Lord will develop. What we see here, the Yudhishthira Maharaj is carrying in text 24. The king went forth with great reverence to meet Lord Rishikesha, just as the senses go forth to meet the consciousness of life. In the purport, Prabhupada disciples mention, like the senses are eagerly eagerly waiting to join the consciousness. The senses are useless. The sense functions through consciousness. Without consciousness, the senses are useless. Indeed, the senses function through consciousness. Similarly, when the individual soul are bereft of Krishna consciousness, the love of God, they enter into useless, illusory struggle called material existence. Pure devotees like King Yudhishthira are never bereft of Lord's association, for they keep himself always within their heart, and they yet feel special ecstasy when they see the Lord after long separation. So this eagerness, how Yudhishthira Maharaj had for the Lord, because he has such love for the Lord, we can see this such attraction in the prayers of Vritrasur. One of the prayers, Vritrasur mentioned, Ajata Paksha eva matr khaggaha stanyam yatha vatsatara shuddha artha priyam priyeva vishutam visanna mano arvindaksha didikshate tvam. So Vritrasur is mentioning about this three examples, and he's showing his eagerness to take darshan of the Lord, or to fix his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. So he's giving this first example, Ajata Paksha, like, so one devotee is mentioning that how Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur compared the three examples as a progressive. So first example is that newly born bird, child, is waiting for when the mother bird will come and feed me or protect me. So she is very, very eagerly waiting for food the mother will give. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentioned that a devotee may say, "Oh Lord, this is what I am asking from you. Aha nidra behem hetanam." No, this is very low consciousness. Then again, Vitarasur prayed, "Stanyam yathavatstara shuddha artha." He says that they give example of a calf eagerly waiting when the cow is milked and he is left, so that he get the opportunity to drink the milk. Similarly, a devotee is eagerly waiting to render service to Krishna or absorb in his sweetness. The milk is compared to sweetness of the Lord. And then Vitrasur may thought, "Oh, this is also I am desiring, for my pleasure. I taste the sweetness. I become happy by relishing Krishna consciousness." Then he prays further that like a wife, when husband is out, then wife is eagerly waiting for what? For render service to his husband. When the husband will come back and I'll get the opportunity to again serve him and please him. So this is Uttama. This is topmost. The eagerness to serve Krishna, please him, this is Uttama Bhakti. So, the definition Rupa Goswami gave of Uttama Bhakti, that I have no other desire. Anya abhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavitam anukulena Krishna anushīlanam bhakti uttama. So this is what required to achieve prema for Lord, achieve attraction for the Lord. But at our level, we don't have such, not achieve that, love for the Lord, attraction for the Lord. So at our level, because our heart is not pure, to render pure, Uttama Bhakti, the Acharyas have given, Rupa Goswami has given the process, Vaidhi Bhakti. If we do this Vaidhi Bhakti with the attitude of, without any material desire, perform our sadhana bhakti at sadhana state without having material desires, anya abhilashita shunyam, then such practices of devotional service will gradually reach to Ragunaga and Prema. So Rupa Goswami mentioned this very famous verse in NOD. Kiti sadhya bhavat sadhya bhava sa sadhana vidha nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatayam hidi sadhita. Srila Prabhupada mentioned, translation in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says, when transcendental devotional service by which love for Krishna is attained is executed by senses, it is called sadhana bhakti, or regulative discharge of devotional service. Such devotion eternally exists within the heart of every living entity. Nitya siddha Krishna prem sadhu kabhi noy shavanadi sudachit kare udoy. Already that love for Krishna is already there in our heart. The awakening of this eternal devotion is the potentiality of the devotional service. In practice, the sadhana bhakti has such potency that it will awake that prema, which is there dormant in our heart. To a degree, this sadhana bhakti is taking care. To a degree, this sadhana, the limbs of sadhana bhakti, Rupa Goswami mentioned, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned to Rupa Goswami, and then he included in NOD, Nectar of Devotion, 64 limbs of devotional service. If these are practiced every day, then it has the that our love for Krishna, our attraction for Krishna, what we see here, Yudhishthira Maharaj having, and we see in Srimad Bhagavatam, so many examples of devotees having such attraction for Krishna, will be awakened. No? No? So what we need to take care that, while performing the sadhana bhakti, we should be eagerly desire and that I am performing this bhakti for the pleasure of Krishna. His Gis Kamalochan Prabhu came for Nasimha Katha. When we devotees have asked that, Prabhuji, how this limbs of bhakti, something he mentioned about that is like if this Sharanagati is not there, Pumsa Arpita Vishnu, if it's not offered to Krishna without Sharanagati, it's like a karma kand only. We are performing some ritual for getting some benefit. Until this Pumsa Arpita Vishnu, Bhakti Che Navalakshana, until we offer these limbs, then it is not bhakti. Then the result will not, desired result will not come. With this Sharanagati, if we render this, practice limbs of devotional service, then it will give the desired result. So while rendering this sadhana bhakti, we should be very careful that we should there should not be some other motives. Jnana karamadi anavatam. We should be very careful. It is cautioned by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita 19 chapter. There is sadhana bhakti. If this chanting is done, sadhana bhakti is done with material desires, with offenses, if we are not careful in rendering sadhana bhakti and we are committing offenses, then it will lead to increasing our upashakha, weeds. And it's like similar only, very difficult to understand, is this bhakti lata beej or upashakha. But what will flourish is our weeds, kutinati, jiva himsa, patishta asha. So we have to be very careful, that we should not commit offenses. To avoid offenses, first thing need to be done that we should be, render whatever devotional service, chanting or hearing or any aspect of anga, fixing our mind, dhyan se karna padega, with attention. For attention, if like we are chanting, for attention we need proper posture. Just roaming here, there and chanting Hare Krishna, or doing many activities and chanting Hare Krishna, that is not proper. It is a mother of all offenses. If inattentive, any anga is done, especially chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we have to give proper attention while rendering, proper consciousness that let me do this anga of bhakti, let me do this chanting the holy names to give pleasure to Krishna, service to Krishna. So when this, with this sambandha gyan, that I am eternal servant to Krishna and I have to please Krishna, I have to serve Krishna, with this sambandha gyan, when anga of bhakti is a practice, then it will reach to desire. Two biggest obstacle in sadhak life comes is pride and complacency. With our practices, with our growing years, with our services, the pride comes, oh, I am such a great devotee. So this is also stop, because pride comes, we commit a lot, we are not careful in dealing with devotees, we are not careful in dealing with Lord, and become impersonal. Like we see the example of Indra becoming proud of his position and whatever opulences, and he committed offenses to Brajvasis, desired to kill them, Govardhan Leela. Another problem comes for sadhaka is complacency. One video I saw, so one person is running, the race was going on, some World Cup or whatever, Commonwealth Games or Olympics or whatever. So he was about to reach the line, athletic, running, whatever, 400 meters or 800 meters. He's about to reach just, maybe 10 meters or 20 meters left. And he was so happy. And he was telling like this, everybody, cheer up, see, I won. He was about to reach. And finally, he was, in his mood. And suddenly, till the final lines reach, some other person crossed. He put the head, it was cross-check in the, video and back, and he saw that the other person won the race. So our also same situation. We have just the final life we have given now. It's a second chance. Aj Amil got. Everything we have received here in this life, as I mentioned, very difficult to understand Krishna. Ultimately, finally we have got the opportunity to serve Krishna. We are understanding Krishna. We are serving Krishna directly. And this yuga is also very special. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself appeared. And in this millennium, we have the opportunity to go Golok Vrindavan. The gates of Golok Vrindavan is open. So everything what highest can be awarded to a human being, our living entity is we are given to us. Just now we have to have faith, have a determination to continue till the end. Not become complacent in between. Shraddha sabde vishwas kari sudhada nishtaya. We should have faith, determination that I will achieve the success. I will achieve the perfection of life. We could see from the life of Srila Prabhupada how he has faith in the instruction of his spiritual master. When a few times only he met his spiritual master, but he had the faith, and although he is Acharya, but we could see till the last breath of his life, he was serving the spiritual master, working hard for the pleasure of his spiritual master, fulfilling the desire of his spiritual master, translating Srimad Bhagavatam. He knows that this Bhagavatam will save the entire humanity. This is a service compassion he has for the living entities. Similarly, we see the example of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Recently, Maharaj joined Srila Prabhupada in his service. So, I'm giving this example of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj is not he is my spiritual master, but that is Dil ka mamla hai. But primary I see him as the true follower of representative of Srila Prabhupada, one of the two followers who has represented Srila Prabhupada in his life, practiced Prabhupada instructions, and his life has given so much faith in me to serve Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada has given everything to us. Just by following Prabhupada, we can perfect our life, and by following Prabhupada and seeing the personal example of how Maharaj did, we can glorify Krishna also best. So, his guest Kamalochan Puji was in his offering showing the video of Maharaj, that how Maharaj was sleeping and doing, while taking rest, he was doing worship. So how he has, Prabhuji mentioning this is his eternal service to Krishna there, that he's, although unconscious, apparently, but his service is continuing to the Lord. So Maharaj has practiced whole life sadhana bhakti. Although he's from Vaikuntha, but for us, every day he was so strict in practicing the anga of bhakti. As he has learned from Srila Prabhupada. Once in Kumbh Mela, devotees were not doing, it was very cold. In the morning, devotees were not taking bath. So once Srila Prabhupada himself also went. Although he was ill, and he went to take cold bath in the morning to set the example that we should not miss Mangalarti. We should be ready by 4:30, whatever case. And we see the example of Maharaj also, that he never, whatever happens, whatever services where he was, surprised that if he's not come for the serving God. One devotee was mentioning, he was serving Maharaj in Vrindavan, that every day Maharaj is supposed to come for Krishna Balaram Arati. No doubt only. One day Maharaj did not came. I was hearing the offerings of many devotees. So Maharaj did not came. Everybody surprised. Maharaj did not came. What happened? Everybody ran to Maharaj's room. What happened? What happened? And they saw when they enter the gate, open the gate, enter the room, Maharaj was sitting on his bed and very morose. Oh, I could miss Mangalarti. How can I miss Mangalarti? Never I did miss Mangalarti. I could not worship the Lord. So then Maharaj's servant told, Maharaj, you are sick? No. Therefore you could not come. How come my alarm did not ring? I always hear my alarm. So when the servant told, Maharaj, you are sick. So then Maharaj get up and went to the servant. Is it? I am sick? Sure, I am sick. So like Maharaj was so disturbed that how can I make the service of the Lord? He's so attached for worshipping the deities. So by the personal example, Maharaj is teaching us. This devotees are teaching us, how strict we should be practicing our Anga Bhakti. Similarly, one devotee asked Maharaj, now we are unable to get your personal services. I think the devotee is in PVT, and the PVT in charge, New Bhakta, and the New Bhakta in charge in Delhi. His guest Gopi Bhava Prabhu was mentioning. So devotee asked Maharaj, we are not getting your personal service, how we can personally serve you? So Maharaj says, book distribution is my personal service. Now, if you do Sankirtan, if you do book distribution, that is my personal service. So why? So just my contemplation, that because I never heard Maharaj served Srila Prabhupada personally, being a secretary or cooking for him. But his personal service to Srila Prabhupada was printing books and distributing books, arranging. So that he has awarded us that many devotees who were personally serving Maharaj. So now also we can have the opportunity to personally serve Maharaj by distributing books, Srila Prabhupada books. And at the time one devotee approached Maharaj and told, Maharaj, I think 98% of our advancement depend on our chanting Hare Krishna. Maharaj says wrong. 100% of our advancement depend on chanting Hare Krishna. So chanting Hare Krishna, doing Sankirtan, our japa. So he has set the principles, what Prabhupada has given. He has followed and showed by his example. So this is our hope, that we can continue having faith in Srila Prabhupada's instructions, and with such determination, without being proud, without being become mechanical in our practices, complacent. with such vigor we continue. And Papa says, success is possible for a rigid practitioner. Papa mentioned this in Bhagavad-gita. So rigid, strictly follow sadhana bhakti, then success is possible. So we have same opportunity. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing this prayers of Avanti Brahman. Etam sa asthaya paratmanishta adhyashitam purvatamer maharshibhi aham tarishyami duranta param tamo mukundangri nisheva esa. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing these prayers always that, Etam asthaya paratmanishta adhyasitam purvatamor. As previous acharyas have crossed very difficult, duranta param, very difficult, which is unsurmountable, very difficult to cross this material world. Like previous acharyas have crossed by serving the I also faith, determination. I will serve the lotus feet of Krishna throughout my life, and then, what Lord desired. So this determination we should have. And our practices with this faith, we should continue. And then, that is Krishna's part. Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. The desire to please Krishna, let us do our part. And then Krishna will reciprocate. The next two verses mention about reciprocation of Krishna. Dadami buddhi yogam tam enam upayanti te tesham evanukam partham aham agyana jantam. Whatever ignorance, whatever anarthas, whatever difficulties, obstacles are there, that Krishna will take care. We do our part. We stick to Srila Prabhupada instructions. Yesterday, his guest Devkinandapuji gave me some videos of Prabhupada to see and see what dancing steps and sankirtans we should do, like that. So I was watching one video. Prabhupada was in, I think, London, Gokulanand, SriSriRadha Gokulanand. He is installing the deities and he's so happy and doing parikama of deities with devotees and very happy and dancing Prabhupada. So as I was seeing some of the videos, so I could see how Prabhupada himself very strictly following, practicing. Similarly, in our whatever way Srila Prabhupada gave us, we should engage. And we see the wonderful example of Ambarish Maharaj also, how Ambarish Maharaj engaged all his senses in serving Krishna and become Matpara devotees of the Lord. So same opportunity we have, just we should have faith. One devotee is mentioning that we are very fortunate that we got this opportunity to serve the Lord. And people who have not the opportunity, they are unfortunate. But it will be most unfortunate. After getting this opportunity, we miss it. That will be the most unfortunate situation, that we miss it. So, by Prabhupada's mercy, everything is awarded to us. Every opportunity is there to engage our senses. So many varieties of services. And so wonderful the process, chanting and dancing and kirtan and feasting and prasadam with devotees. Everything so joyful. Just we have to understand the process properly and practice it. One shloka I'll show and then I will end. 7.22 Adi Leela. So in this verse, how Prabhupada mentioned what is Sankirtan? How the Sankirtan should be done, because it's Yuga Dharma. So, how I will see 7.22 Adi Leela. I read the translation purport. Sri Panchatattva themselves dance again and again, thus made it easier to drink the nectarian love of God. They danced, cried, laughed, and chanted like madmen, and in this way they distributed love of God. So, how we can achieve love for Krishna? And Prabhupada in his purport very wonderfully describe, and not just describe, 5 times Prabhupada mentioned the same statement, the same in one purport. People generally cannot understand the actual meaning of chanting and dancing. Describing Goswamis, the Srinivas Acharya state, Krishna uta kirtana gana nartana paro. Not only did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates demonstrated this chanting and dancing, but the 6 Goswamis also followed in the next generation. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance while traveling in South India or a Yatra. He was ecstatic dancing with 2 Mridanga players, 8 Kartal players, 7 parties, and the lead singer and the dancers are decided, and so wonderful Sankirtans were happening. Even Sad Goswamis also followed, Prabhupada mentioned. The present Krishna consciousness movement follows the same principle, and therefore, simply by chanting and dancing, we have received the good response all over the world. This is 3rd time Prabhupada mentioning about chanting and dancing. Kirtan doesn't mean only chanting. Sankirtan doesn't mean only chanting or standing and doing kirtan. It is to be understood, however, that this chanting and dancing do not belong to this material world. Golokoira premadhana, harinam sankirtana. They are actually transcendental activities. For more one engage in chanting and dancing, the more he tastes the nectar of transcendental love of God. Srila Prabhupada ki, harinam sankirtan ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Hare Krishna. Time is over. I will not take much time. Anybody has any question, you can ask personally. Hare Krishna.